take it home or get it delivered.
North Augusta Customs is so much more than trucking accessories. They're also your window tinting expert. North Augusta Customs is your authorized dealer of both 3M and Luma. For a limited time, you can get window tinting for as low as $59.95. Only at North Augusta Customs.
Follow News 1226 on Instagram to see what's trending in your area.
On your side, this is News 12 First at 5.
Done before the deadline, Richmond County is wrapping up its ballot recount, but it is far from over for the Peach State, with the race for U.S. Senate heating up. The latest on a possible debate.
Plus, what's it like to be the Masters champion? We're asking a brand new expert. Hear from Dustin Johnson about his first Green Jacket win. And the University of South Carolina speaking out after its firing of head coach Will Muschamp. What they say drove that decision today.
But first at 5 today, our I-team is tracking the cost of fighting coronavirus in the classroom.
With many of our schools transitioning students to full-time virtual learning, we wanted to know how much was spent trying to keep those school doors open. Sierra Cummings breaks down the district's efforts to keep students and staff safe.
Local school districts have spent thousands on COVID safety measures this year alone to protect students and staff. Plus, they're still spending. We found the exact breakdown when it comes to dollars and cents.
We requested COVID spending budgets from the school systems. These budgets include everything from disinfectant to classroom desk dividers to everything in between. Our two largest districts approaching $1 million in spending. Richmond County updating their totals, telling us as of today, their total costs are at $750,000. In Columbia County, their records show COVID spending at nearly $600,000. Over in Emmanuel County, schools spent about $120,000, and Burke County is close to $70,000. Local school officials say as they watch cases rise, so must their spending to keep safety as a priority. Districts have gotten financial assistance from the state, but they're taking expenses month by month. Richmond County explained their supply will likely only last until March, so from now until then, they'll be reprioritizing budgets.
We're always going to act in the best interest for the health and safety of our students and staff. That's been our priority. We've kept masks, gowns, gloves, hand sanitizer, water, anything that we've needed, that our schools have indicated that they've needed to be able to operate safely during this pandemic. We've been able to supply and maintain a supply to keep us through the next few months here.
Coming up here at 6 o'clock, we look ahead to what 2021 will look like for all of our local schools. In Augusta, I'm Sierra Cummings on your side.
And Richmond County is wrapping up its first day of all students learning from home. District leaders say they only had a few technical glitches along the way, but were ultimately able to get students online and learning.
Starting today, parents in Burke County can request to change their child's learning from either in-person to online or vice versa. Now, you can switch by letting the district know today. The window to do that is right now. It is lasting through Thursday. Your child can stay with their current model, but if you want to change, you should contact your school's parent coordinator. We've got a full list of those coordinators and their phone numbers on our website, wrdw.com.
There is more news ahead after we check in with Chief Meteorologist Riley Hill on a spectacular Monday afternoon. Sun will be setting here soon, Riley.
It will be, Richard, and it's going to be a chilly evening and chilly night for us. So after about 10 days straight of hitting the 80s out there, we're actually going to feel like fall this weekend. Yeah, fantastic sunset out there, and believe it or not, it already happening here just after 5 o'clock. Our temperatures were on the cooler side today. They were more seasonal for us. We're currently at 65 here in Augusta after seeing high temperatures generally in the upper 60s across most of the area. Looks like Edgefield, Saluda, Washington now already dipping into the upper 50s. So once again, now that the sun goes down, we are going to see these temperatures drop fairly quickly, already into the 40s after 8 o'clock, and then by early tomorrow morning, most likely going to see a few spots get into the upper 30s. But between midnight and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, we actually have the peak of the Leonid meteor shower. More on how you can see this tonight in just a little bit.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. With 3 regular season games left, families are asked to make appointments before visiting because of COVID. And if you need instructions or information on how to do that, we've made it easy for you. All the information is on Wrdw.com and our...
And a reminder, if you're looking to give back this holiday season, we've told you about the Joseph Project, a group of churches and community organizations, and how they're looking to give away 1,000 Thanksgiving dinners. So far, we're told fewer than 500 people have signed up to help, and the deadline to get involved is coming up midnight tomorrow night to make sure they have plenty of time to get all that food ordered. So if you want to be the reason someone gets a warm Thanksgiving meal this year, our website has all the information for how you can sign up and be a part of that amazing project. Coming up here, 4 astronauts safely en route. They're on the way to the International Space Station right now with just a few hours left in that trip. We're going to bring you up to speed after a short break.
And we are expecting finally to dry out this week, and we're expecting some cooler temperatures as well. Take a look at that forecast for you coming up.
No, we're going to break. I'm off tonight, Richard, just as you and Laura are going on the air.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to have some live pictures of that. We will if we can. And there's actually a couple of reasons to look up tonight in the sky, Riley.
For sure. If that's happening at 11 o'clock, you can watch that. And then, hey, you can check out the meteor shower that's going to peak between midnight and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. This is the peak of the Leonid meteor shower. At its peak, we're expecting 10 to 15 meteors per hour. So it is going to be a situation to where you got to have some patience and you got to make sure you're away from the city lights. But it's going to be a perfect forecast for it. We're expecting clear skies. Those temperatures going to be a little bit on the chilly side. Expect to be in the 40s most of the overnight. But the good news is about this one, you don't necessarily have to look in a particular portion of the sky. They should just kind of be happening all over. But a perfect night for it. You can see those blue skies up above that sun setting now over the Savannah River. Looking at this courtesy of EarthCam, a beautiful shot there. We saw high temperatures generally below 70 across most of the area today. We are currently at 65 here in Augusta. And with those dew points in the low 30s, it is going to be a cold night for us. We are expecting to most likely get into the upper 30s out at Bushfield. Daniel Field, anywhere inside kind of Bobby Jones, I would say you'll likely stay in the low 40s out there tonight. But tomorrow afternoon, we're expecting another day. High temperatures close to 70. A little bit different tomorrow. We are expecting a little bit of a breeze out of the northwest. This is going to be thanks to a dry cold front moving through. That will bring us a wind anywhere from around 5 to 10 as you wake up Tuesday. But later into the afternoon, that's when you're going to notice a few trees swaying around. So 10 to 15 miles per hour out there tomorrow afternoon. A little bit breezy, but nothing that should cause too many issues out there for you. But behind that front tomorrow, we are going to cool off. We're expecting those low temperatures down to 30s most of the week. Thursday appears to be the coldest morning of the weekend. We could actually see some patchy frost out there Thursday morning, maybe even a light freeze for areas north of Augusta. Now, a quick update on the tropics. We actually have major Hurricane Iota. This is a Cat 5 monster, actually the strongest storm of the year so far. The worst part about this is that this storm is actually heading to the direct place that got hit by Ada just a few weeks ago. So Ada hit Nicaragua on November 3rd as a Cat 4. It's about to get hit by Iota. That's a Cat 5. This is catastrophic consequences, unfortunately, for this portion of Central America, where they're going to be dealing with wind, rain, surge, just a number of high-impact weather expected for them over the next 48 hours. For us, we're expected to stay clear. A lot of sunshine expected this week. Those temperatures finally going to be feeling like November finally after sitting in the 80s for 10 days straight.
We are ready for some sweater weather, Riley. Thank you. You know, we're all doing all kinds of things on our own these days during the pandemic, and that includes taking over the bar. How the pandemic is turning kitchens
And when that
into
happens,
tap
just
rooms.
scoot it over a
After
little
the
bit
break.
so the words are underneath it, and then the video's off to the side. Since the start of the pandemic, people have become their own bartenders, and as the holidays approach, that trend is only growing.
Nancy Chen shows us how some people are staying home for the latest brew.
Stefan Crump typically spends half the year on the road as a jazz musician. But with COVID forcing him to stay home, he has a different kind of composition brewing.
So many people are at home right now, and it's something I had always wanted to do, or long wanted to do, but put off mostly because I'm always traveling.
The Brooklyn father started his first batch of beer at home in April. He quickly became a devoted brewer, even taking over a spare bathroom. Home brewing supplies have been in high demand nationwide since the pandemic. Starter kits began around $35 at Bitter and Esther's in New York, where owner John LaPola says his business doubled in late March before leveling out at about 15% higher than last year.
I have never seen anything quite like it. We've seen an increase in new people brewing and people getting really into the hobby.
The American Home Brewers Association says there are more than 1 million home brewers in the U.S., with 40% of them starting in just the past 4 years. And the group says interest is growing during the pandemic.
This Minnesota brew store says the appeal for many customers is being able to devote time and patience to a new project.
Almost immediately, once shutdown started happening and people started staying at home more, the sales started rising.
The precise process can take about 4 weeks from starting a brew to enjoying a bottle, giving beginners an attainable goal.
I can't make plans right now, whereas the brewing, it also requires planning and patience because it's about at least a 1-month process from start to tasting. But it is something tangible that I can accomplish.
Crump says he'll be toasting to that idea with a bottle of his own for a long time to come. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
People have been taking up all new hobbies during the pandemic. Some people have been taking up golf, others making bread, some people making beer.
I tried that brewing a few years ago, Riley, just from home for fun, and it wasn't the worst thing I've ever had. Not bad.
Hey, I think that is a great business idea, Richard. You got it right there. Open up your own Rogers Brewing. There you go. All right, for today, we saw highs near 70, lows down near 40, expecting even cooler temperatures this week. Now look at that 7 day coming up.
Join your Augusta agent Honda dealers by taking part in Toys for Tots. Just bring an unwrapped toy to your local Honda dealer by December 12th. Toys for Tots.
Even though it is Monday, we can always look forward towards the weekend. Saturday and Sunday are looking fantastic for us. Actually expected to be one of the warmer days of the week. 75 both Saturday, Sunday afternoon. A few more clouds expected by Sunday, but we are expected to stay dry for the weekend. So hopefully weekend plans looking good for you. This week, though, sweater weather, folks. We're waking up in the 30s and highs in the 60s Wednesday and Thursday.
COVID cases rising in our local hospitals. We asked the experts why and what they have to say about pandemic fatigue. First at 5 continues.